Now, there is this idea that cloud native high availability is simple and one size fits all. But you are dealing with everything from database to ERP systems to custom applications. What makes high availability so different across these workloads?
Yeah. So this comes down to what we at SIOS like to call application awareness. When you have an application, um, again, I'm going to take a database as an example just because it's easiest for me to construct. But before that database can really become operational and serve its business purpose, you need the data to be accessible for it. You may need a floating or virtual IP to be accessible so clients can connect to that database. You may need your ERP systems, an SAP environment or something to be ready to manage transactions across that database. There's dependencies that database has that the environment has to provide before everything can be fully operational. And a lot of times, cloud native tools can lack that deep application awareness to be able to have the knowledge of what all of those dependent services are and get those started and prepared for the Keystone application to really take over and provide its full operation. And this is where the higher, or sorry, not higher, but the specialized high availability solutions become necessary to minimize that downtime. It's one thing to be able to start a database in another region or in another site and have it provide the data that would be required, but a specialized high availability tool can make sure that your volumes are accessible, that the storage is shared appropriately and mounted on the systems where your database might be running, that your ERP systems are operational in the other region and ready to manage transactions across the database. And that way, when the database does come online, it is poised and ready to be fully functional. And that can minimize downtime. It can reduce the need for administrators to have to manually intervene to get the environment up and running, which not only reduces the possibility for human error in the environment, but it also reduces the amount of time that it takes for that environment to become fully operational. And one other element with this, as I've been tagging on to all of them, is the element of data. By making sure that your high availability solution not only considers the services that your Keystone service or Keystone application rely upon, but also make sure that the data required for that is accessible, replicated, and up to date on the other sites. You're really making sure that in the event something happens to your primary environment, that secondary environment is ready to take over and provide that seamless continuation of of business. Sorry, provide that seamless continuation of business operation.